Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Basically Sisters podcast. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Natalia.
Happy Monday, as
Happy
usual.
Monday.
I'm thinking people are liking the Mondays.
I think
I'm
so
not going to
too.
lie. The analytics are saying Mondays
Yeah.
are the
The
move.
analytics are showing Mondays are better. We'll
Mondays are
leave it
better.
at that.
We'll leave it
Um,
at that.
but y'all let
Um,
us know if you want to
yeah.
switch back. We're not switching back, but
You know, people lie. What is it? Women lie, men lie, numbers don't. So we're sticking with
yeah.
Monday.
The numbers crunched for Monday. We're sticking with Monday.
we we crunched numbers and the results came out that we're sticking with Mondays. So,
Exactly. So
um, but yeah, anyway, Natalia, how's your week been? I haven't talked to you in like a whole week,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a while actually. Life has been crazy, I would say. I think for both of us. Well, it just big
Yeah.
changes. I feel like we'll probably get into detail in a different episode on it, but yeah, a lot of changes in a lot of aspects. So it's been really it's been a lot. I'm tired, I guess, recording this episode, but I'm here to record for y'all.
She said, I'm exhausted.
I am. I'm mentally, physically, every aspect. But yeah. I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay too. I'm fighting through it, fighting through whatever. I don't know what I'm fighting through for real. I'm just life. Um, and
Yep.
what else? My birthday's coming up, so I'm starting to think a little fits. I'm trying to put together what we doing for my birthday and things like that, and other, things that I got going on. But
Yeah, we got things coming up. That's all we got to say.
yeah,
We
Virgo
got we
season
got
about to
events.
start. Virgo season about to start, and I'm about to start acting different. That's all I'm gonna say to y'all. I'm gonna
Yeah,
start acting different.
Ash is your typical Virgo. And we're talking about the ones
Whoa,
that are like Virgo season. Yeah, that's
yeah,
Ash.
because Virgo season is elite. So put some respect on Virgo season, please.
She proves
When
my
it's
point.
Aquarius,
No, I'm
when
kidding.
it's Aquarius season, I cállate. I shut up, okay? Because what is it? My moon is in Aquarius or something, or my rising. So I'm
I
like,
feel
all
like
right, I'll let y'all have that.
Virgo's like the only one though that's always like Virgo season, Virgo.
That's cap. That's just
No, I
because
swear to
Virgos
you, I
are the
always.
no. That's because Virgos are the best. But I've been hearing people talk about Leo season, but they just no one cares.
Yeah, I
It's
hear
because
Leo season. I do.
everyone loves Virgos. You're supposed to have a Virgo in your life.
Okay. Y'all let
So.
us know what you think about that one. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Anyway, but I'm doing
Anyways,
great, and I'm also doing great because we got a special guest today. She's been waiting patiently. We over here blabbing about how Virgo
yeah, she's
season is
been she's
elite.
been listening to our antics over here. She's
Yeah,
like, what the hell?
she's used she's not new to this. She
Yeah.
is indeed true to this. Our beautiful friend, confidant. Give me another synonym, Natalia. Come on, drop something.
Um, were you ready to use beautiful and confidant?
Yeah.
And not her trying to. Okay, I'm not at the source,
All
so I
right,
can't.
we move. It's fine.
We're gonna come up with things as the episode. Our
I'm clearly
wonderful
the
friend,
creative one,
the OG,
the OG,
known
ride or
yeah,
die.
ride or die. We go
Sarah.
back like
We go
3 years.
back. We go back.
Yeah, I already know
But
this
yeah,
episode is gonna have me weak. But
no,
our
this
lovely friend Sarah is online with us, and we're so happy to have her. Yeah, snaps for Sarah.
snaps, snaps for
That's for
Sarah.
Sarah. She's here to bless our podcast
She's
this
definitely
week.
a ride or die supporter of the podcast.
She
Every
is.
week, she gives her commentary in our group chat, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and
I
on our
love to
Instagram, she shares our stuff. Yeah, she's a real one. So
Yeah, real one.
we
If we ever
appreciate it.
do merch, she's gonna get free merch. She's gonna get a free crew neck.
I'm cracking up.
So
Um, but yeah, so Sarah, would you like to formally introduce yourself? We just gave you I don't know
I
what
don't
kind of
know if
intro that
yeah,
was,
I don't know what that was.
but
But
feel free to introduce you. We're very happy to have you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. So hello everyone. I feel like a little fangirl moment because I do listen to
Wow.
the podcast. Mondays, at work, it'd be rough in there. So
Mhm.
I'll be trying to keep it together, listen to a podcast, and then I literally take a break, and then I text Natalia and Ash. And I'm like, guys, that was so funny, or like, not for real, or like Natalia's
Yeah.
birthday episode. I was like, y'all came late to the party. Stop lying to the people. So
Yeah.
yeah, I am Sarah. I am a software engineer. I grew up in New York, but I just recently moved down here to the DMV area, currently in Virginia. Um, yeah, I've known Natalia and Ashley for about, like, we go way back, 3 years
Way back,
ago,
3 years
way
back.
back. I feel like, but in college years, it's a long
Felt
time.
a while. I think I
We're
met
like,
Sarah before Ash, maybe. Yeah, I definitely did.
yeah,
I definitely
we
did.
met
Probably.
at like a
Yeah, at a
conference.
conference. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So I'm super excited to be here, and I don't know, just like it's a surreal moment for me.
Well,
Well,
don't.
yeah,
I'm
don't,
starting to blush now,
don't,
girl. Don't do that.
yeah, don't gas us. No.
Don't
Don't.
gas us. That's the worst thing you could do is gas us, baby. But
uh,
well, Sarah,
we're,
how has your week been?
yeah, let's bring it to you. How have you been?
Yeah, let the people know how you've been fighting
um,
through life.
oh, girl, I'm in these trenches. I like wake up every day. I'm like, damn, I gotta go to work again.
Yeah, it's a sick
um,
cycle, man. It's a sick cycle.
Sick cycle. It was pretty
Vicious.
good. I got some projects done. Um, what else? Caught up on some TV.
Okay.
Thinking about job searching. I don't know. Like, that's where I'm at.
I felt that.
Okay, yeah,
Honestly, if you don't go through that at least, once a month, are you really in your 20s?
yeah, literally.
Because truly. So, well, Sarah, it's great to have you on. I'm so excited. Natalia's excited too.
Yeah,
I'll speak for the
we're
both of
very
us.
happy. Yeah,
We're happy. We're
yeah, we're
excited.
happy you're here. We've been planning this for a while. Finally, like
Yeah.
we're able to record this episode. Um, so yeah, I guess so. We'll start off. So Sarah, she's also a content creator on
Okay.
the
I know that's
rising.
right. She's
you
rising.
know, it's, um, she's one of those you gotta watch out for. Those little.
No, I'm
Natalia's
getting
so
overwhelmed. She's speaking into existence.
okay.
um,
Period.
but yeah. So Sarah has a tick. Do you want to talk about your platform that you just started creating?
Oh, sure. So basically, I started my TikTok, I think around a month ago. It was to promote wellness, and a lot of self care. I think over the years I've neglected that, and I have always been in this constant hustle culture and hustle cycle,
Mm-hmm.
to the point that I feel I've burnt out. And so my funny enough, my therapist said something about how we have a like self care after the fact, because of
Mm-hmm.
what we do rather than a pre-care, like what prevents us from getting to that point of burnout.
Hmm.
And also as a Latina, um, I'm glad I'm seeing it now, but I felt that we didn't have spaces where we saw us, um, manifesting that soft girl era. Shout
Mm-hmm.
out to last week's episode. Oh wait, like
Her.
2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, about that soft girl era and just like embracing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what my TikToks are, and it's a lot of using quotes and just trying to also, get people to feel that sense of calmness,
Mm-hmm.
and something really quick that you can just kind of unwind. It's like soothing, almost like an ASMR,
Hmm.
vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
y'all hear Sarah's voice. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
she
a
has a
nice.
soothing
She
voice.
has a soothing voice. Okay, it's nice. So I be watching her TikToks. I'm like, okay, at this point, I'm gonna need you to rock me to sleep and sing me a lullaby because it sounds that calming. And
Heck
like
yeah.
y'all think it's calming now. Go to the TikTok. Sarah,
Yeah,
what's
go
the
check out
TikTok?
the TikToks.
Yeah,
Go give
drop
them
your
a few
TikTok.
likes. Drop a comment.
Drop a
Basically,
comment.
sister
Yes.
sent you.
Yeah, comment
Oh,
that. Basically,
please
sisters told me to what?
get on here.
Yeah.
So it was wellness within her, but I was like, that's kind of long. And I one time I joined a live, and I think they couldn't say my name because it didn't have a name on it. So I
Um,
changed it to a wellness with Sarita, which is my
Oh,
nickname
I
that my
like that.
family calls me. So follow me on TikTok on there, and yeah,
Yeah, I
period.
like
like
some
that.
stuff.
Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna leave in the show notes, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think you
sure.
mentioned a good point with the pre care. Well, I feel like Ash and I have talked about like the self care kind of like movement in general and like the pros and cons of it, but like you talked a lot about you mentioned pre care, which I think is really important because burnout culture is like burnout in general. Like I feel like more people are dealing with it than we even realize, and
Hmm.
so like when did like what I guess what do you do for like your pre-care? Like what things are you like actively trying to do for that? And like what does it mean to you, I guess?
I think recently that pre-care has, well, it's all a journey, right? So,
Mhm.
um, of recent, I've tried to um, slow down in my life a little bit and like take that moment to just sit in silence because
Mhm.
I've realized that having noise around me, because I like to play music when I get up or like in the
Mhm.
shower or stuff like that, and I think I get overstimulated by that,
Mhm.
and there's just so much noise coming in. So when you take a moment of stillness, you just kind of take in everything around you,
Mhm.
and you slow down for a minute, and it's a weird like moment where you're like, I'm alive and like
Yeah.
there's life around me. It's like a weird inception thing, but
Mhm.
that's been how I started my mornings, and meditating and just
Mhm.
focus on my breathing, because the reality is like my job can wait.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I were to, God forbid, die tomorrow, they'll have a role replacement within like a month.
Mhm.
So
Okay. I say
Yeah.
that all the time. And I think that's something that I think like our parents and older like don't really like they have such a ideology with like loyalty to their jobs when in reality their job really doesn't give a damn about them. Like they will replace you in an instant. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's great to be good at your job and be a hard worker, but at the same time, at what cost? Like they'll
exactly.
run you dry. Like they don't care. And then, you know, they'll be the same ones saying, "Oh, well, you need a mental health day. Well, you're fired." Or things like that. Like
Mhm.
they'll replace you within a second. So, I think it's so important like what you said, Sarah, to just like really just take time. Like burnout is so real, especially when it comes not just like with work, like there's everything burnout,
Hmm.
life is hard, baby. But definitely in regards to work, I think that's like such a common theme now, like everyone's being overworked. But I think a lot of
Mhm.
people, at least our generation, is kind of realizing that like,
Mhm.
okay, the job can wait, girl. Like I'm gonna go to Dunkin' and get this coffee.
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
like a
be,
boundary.
Yeah,
I
just
might
gonna
be a little
say.
late, but I do my job and I need the coffee.
Right.
So
I'll be there with Duncan, but I'll be
okay,
there.
I'll be there
Project
though.
on schedule. Don't worry
Oh,
about it. Like,
like half your employees don't even show up, babe. I'm here. Just got a coffee in hand. Not Dunkin'. I'm not a Dunkin' girl.
yeah, me neither.
I'm a Starbucks girl. But
Ooh, I
anyway,
know those points.
okay. I'm trying to get them stores.
I
But
haven't even
anyway,
gotten an account yet. I know I'm behind.
oof, yeah,
I
girl,
don't
you
know how to respond to
Miss
that.
Corporate, you might need it soon.
Yeah.
I didn't become a Starbucks girl until like
Well, she's
six
a
months
matcha
ago.
girl. That's
Until I
why.
Okay.
found matcha. Changed my life.
Oh gosh. Oh
Anyway.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean,
um
I'm not gonna lie, it does hit.
it hits.
I had some in the
Almond
tide
milk,
Ooh.
the one
a
time.
pump of vanilla.
Yeah.
Well, it
Just
has
saying.
caffeine in it, right? Doesn't it have
Yeah, it does.
caffeine?
It lasts
Yeah,
longer
I
than
can't.
coffee.
My heart can't take that.
But
I literally.
it's not like a big rush. Like, do you drink tea?
Yeah, but it's not caffeinated.
Oh, you don't drink
Oh,
green
so you
tea?
can't do
Yeah.
caffeine at all?
I don't do no, because last time I tried, because I had a work deadline, so I took it and I couldn't do. I just laid on the floor, like I was just
Wait, what
like
did you take? Like,
starfish.
you drank coffee or something?
I, you know the drink Celsius. I
Oh
think.
my god,
Oh,
I was
yeah, I
gonna
was just about
drink
to say
one before this.
that's not where you start with caffeine.
No, but
Yeah,
I've done
yeah,
coffee too. Like even in college, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't accomplish anything. I would just be
yeah.
like sweating.
You drank the whole Celsius?
No, I drank like this much,
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I
and
did
then I
that
had to
Wow.
once.
pump water in because
Yeah, the Celsius is, oh god, those energy drinks, like, you really gotta be careful with those.
yeah, it was rough.
Um,
Yeah, especially
Let
if
me
you
tell
have
y'all.
a sensitivity to caffeine, like that
well,
will
there's a lot of like heart
send
conditions
you
people
over the
develop
edge.
with those Celsius.
Yeah.
Well, those energy drinks in general, pre-workout, all that. Um,
Yeah, that's why I don't do
Yeah.
pre-workout. I like
Mm-mm.
my Red Bull. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I
do
think it
like I
tastes good.
could Red Bull. It's weird.
I think it tastes
yeah, that
good,
is
but
interesting. Uh-huh.
I had like we had an intern this summer. He would come in with like Monster. Like it's sir, it's
that's
eight
where I
a.m. and
draw the
you're
line. That's
20.
Not an
yeah,
intern
that's
popping in with Monster.
I'm like,
yeah,
No,
sir,
I know the work ain't that hard, pal.
you
facts.
just started. There's
Yeah, like
nothing
if
to
you need a
hustle.
monster now, like babe, I don't even want to know what you're gonna need when you actually start
Sorry.
drugs,
um, I'm
cocaine. Like I don't understand. Like where do you go after monster
Where do you
in the like
go
in the
literally
at
energy
8
drink realm?
anytime
a.m.?
anytime I saw someone with a
8
monster in
a.m.
college, I was like, "Yo, this must be rock bottom for you. This is no way." Like you resorted to everything,
No,
and
that's
you said
literally rock bottom.
no. Anytime I saw someone with a monster, I'm like, "Yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed." I know they
Yeah.
got project something they're not getting done, or it's not.
What are you doing?
It's literally clipped. But
Um,
It's not worth the
but
heart
yeah.
condition. But
Anyways, well, kind of going into like basically shows how much our generation needs, not our generation necessarily, but like how we continuously have to fuel ourselves when we really just need rest. But anyways,
exactly.
I agree.
I
That's
like
right.
that point that we said though about like the boundaries and like how our generation is kind of creating that for ourselves because I agree like I don't know. There's just like an over expectation. I feel like that you have to do so much for your job, and like it's really you don't need to go over the top to do a good job. You can do a good job
Exactly.
without that, and I think and you can do both. You can do a good job and take care of yourself. So I think it's like I'm like that's a really amazing that you meditate every day because I've really tried to do that. I've kind of anytime I do like a change in my life, like I kind of fall out of it. So I'm trying to like get back into it, but yeah, I don't know. The stillness in the morning too, with the no music, is great, amazing.
And
And
that's I need to try to do that. And I've
yeah,
been
it's
trying low key because I know that it, like I listen to music like literally music is the backdrop to my life. Like
I
literally
agree.
soundtrack to my day. Like I got music playing.
hmm
So it's like I need to genuinely like sit down and just hear nothing. And I do that from time to time.
Hmm.
Like if no one's home and it's just I just don't turn on anything and I just sit at the table and I just like eat my meal. But yeah, I think that's so important. Like and it just starts you like I've done it before and it just starts you at like a nice high in the morning. It's like like I'm not anxious cuz some
right.
of the music I be putting on, I be hitting shuffle and Pop Smoke be
Yeah,
coming on at
yeah,
8:30.
not
And I'm like,
pop.
"Whoa,
Yo.
whoa, whoa." Christian Dior. I get it, but not at 8:30. It's a little too early. So I need to be careful with my shuffle because it
I'm
ranges.
I'm
It
really done. No.
ranges.
Have you ever heard like people blast music though, like in their cars in the morning? Like, not no hate. I've definitely been that person. I've
I
pulled
do
up to
that.
places. No, I've pulled up to places like with my music blasting. But like I'm talking those people that like they rock. This is no shade of the Honda Civics, but they rock it in they rock it in
Yo,
they rock
that
You
Honda
just
Civic is fighting for its
you had to
life.
go there
they're rocking in a hoopty and they got they got
on
the
the floor.
speaker on the floor. They got the speaker blasting
Boom,
8 a.m.
boom, boom,
playing
boom, boom.
something.
Like
I'm like, yo, at least play something like play some Janae Aiko or something. Like
that's
just
what I be doing. I be blasting like music like that. Like,
yeah, like nice.
it's music, but it's not like like mad bass like Whoa, babe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, whoa, let's
Like I
like,
get that for like if you're going to work out. Like I do that like if I go to work out in the morning, then like I'm bumping, I'm trying to get in the right frame of mind, kill this workout cuz I don't even want to be here, child.
Mm-hmm.
But to work, to
yeah.
sit at a desk, you bumping that hard?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I really
Crazy.
I don't get
I
it
respect
honestly.
it though. I really
No,
respect
I
it.
respect it too, and I know music is a big part of like, especially our cultures too. Like, we're used to always hearing music, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
time and a place. And I think
Yes.
as age comes, like I've realized it more. Like, there is no need for me to be pulling up. Like Ash knows, I used to. Well, we both pull up with our cars like blasting. Like
Yeah.
those, like have y'all seen those TikTok memes with like the everyone blasting Bad Bunny's album? That's me. That used
That's
well,
that's me too.
that's me too. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I think in the other day I was like driving and I was like really stressed. It was in the morning and I just like had no music on and like for some reason the no music just like helped me like focus more in a way. I don't know,
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
because
just like
there's
not be
like music is a distraction.
no, and that
So on
yeah,
top
and
of the
it's like
stress, then you can't even hear yourself think. You hearing
yeah,
mad lyrics that don't. That's not even how you feel right now. It's like random lyrics, and it's like,
yeah,
all right, I need to focus on what I got going on right now. So that's how. That's how you know it's like it's serious. Like when you're trying to find someone's house, you turn the music down so you
yeah.
can
When you turn the
focus.
music off,
That's
So
yeah,
you
me
can see
sometimes.
better.
yeah,
Yeah, just
literally.
in general. Like, yeah, my head hurt, babe. I'm stressed. Let me just press the
Yeah,
button, turn this whole thing off. I gotta focus.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's just nice, yeah. But
Yeah, I think it depends on the day. I okay, low key, I do be pulling up with like crazy Meg lyrics to work because I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to work again. Like that's literally how I feel.
hey, and
So like
sometimes you need that.
I need
Yeah.
something to look forward to. Or I listen. I'm so dumb sometimes. I listen to like revolution esque songs on my way to work.
I'm
To like, I'm doing
crying.
this for my people. Like, I really just try, man.
Good night,
Like,
Sarah.
no, I
Like,
definitely heard like they don't really care about us like on the way to
I'm
work.
done.
wait, I'm really cracking up.
Nah.
I'm
You're
I do
done.
it for the culture, y'all. Not
I
kidding.
heard she's like, oh,
Gets me through
Yo,
it. I
I'm
do
crying.
yo,
Not the
Sarah
more
needs to
like
Michael.
find her purpose in the morning. She said, "This is what I'm here for."
Sarah said, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm
I'm
gonna bring
breaking down
MJ.
barriers.
I'm bringing MJ into this.
Yeah,
am I
Okay."
wrong? Yeah, no. Or like, I don't know, Ash, if you ever heard it, but Natalia, there's that Residente song.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That song, yo, I listened to that song. I'm just like, yeah, this is
I'm
not
trying.
America.
I'm
I'm
not
trying to
Sarah
think
getting
what's a good
political at
revolutionary.
7:30.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's a good revolutionary song. Oh, child. I like the MJ though. That's a goodie. That's such a
That
random song to pull up in the
I'm
morning. Like,
really done.
actually, let me type Michael Jackson. They don't really care.
do they care about us?
I'm really
Hell no.
done.
You know damn well
That's
they
what I'm
don't care about
saying.
us.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I'm like, they don't care about us.
I respect it, honestly.
Oh man, that's yeah. Honestly, you got to do what you got to do. If that
I'm
gives
gonna
you the
I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna
Try
text
it.
you, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you know. Well, the thing is with that, I feel like I would probably be like, you know what? They don't care. I'm about to bustle you in, go home. Like, why am I here? They really don't
no,
care.
it'll start getting you think. If you start thinking too deeply about it,
Exactly.
you're not showing up to work.
No,
Period.
see, I would have to
Yep.
listen to All
Yeah.
Right. I would have to listen to All Right by Kendrick Lamar. Like, we gonna be all right.
Fair.
No,
Like,
we
just go to work. Like, just go to work. It'll be all right.
or regardless,
Yeah, it do.
some Janae in the morning though, like
Or just some smooth like
something.
R&B.
Yeah, I can't
Nothing
like
too like thought provoking.
or nothing too like even like the beat too. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing thought provoking. We just went at Sarah.
Yeah, yeah. No shade.
Came for my music. Just
She's trying to
No.
change
whatever
the
gets
world.
you.
Clearly, she's like, I'm popping. This
That's
is
what
why
I'm
I'm.
saying.
Yeah,
Um,
Sarah said that's her midweek song. On Wednesdays she puts on that So
She needs a reason, and that's her reason to get to
she
work.
needs a reason.
Is
I respect it.
literally.
Honestly, yeah. Sometimes you need a little push. We're not saying like still like quiet has answered everything. Like everyone has their own solutions, but I think a little bit of
Mm,
stillness like is
yeah,
nice. Like
definitely.
especially in the morning. Like I really have like learned that morning routines, well, morning and night routines are like essential to like creating a good life for yourself. And like I stand by that because some of my like best, I feel like when I'm feeling my best is when I actually like do my morning routine. Like when I get up and like you said, meditate or just take a few minutes of just stillness. Don't look at my phone, do like a stretch. It doesn't need to be like an hour long morning routine, but taking like 20 minutes in the morning, I
Hmm.
don't know. I just it does actually improve your day rather than
Yeah.
like I don't know. I just feel like it's crazy that our generation is the one that's like 90% of people wake up and look immediately at their phone in the morning. And
Yeah.
like I think that's just horrible. I don't know. I think that's just a horrible way to wake up. Unless I don't know. I don't know what y'all think, but
I mean, yeah, I don't think that's a great way to wake up. It depends on what you're looking at.
yeah, that's the
But
other
the
point.
thing
Yeah.
is, a lot of times people are going on to social media, so you don't really have control over what you're looking at. Like TikTok, you have no control over what the first thing is that you see on TikTok. You don't have any control of even on Instagram now. No clue who these people are on my and then Twitter, it's like you see
Chaos.
some chaos, literally chaos. So it's like if it's like you go on your phone to like so sometimes like okay, I'll go on my phone to go on YouTube and like type in like a meditation thing.
Okay,
Like
yeah, that's different though, yeah.
that's okay. But like
Yeah.
so is I think waking up and going immediately to checking emails, going on social media, things like that, it's kind of like all right. Give
Yeah.
Yeah.
yourself 15. Like let your
Yeah, give
brain just
yourself at
adjust to the
least
sunlight. Jesus.
yeah. And like I
Roll
get it,
over.
like
Yeah, get
some
out of bed.
yeah, get out of bed. Well, I think for some also
Stand up. Please.
yeah, stand up,
Jesus.
do a stretch,
Do a
something. Jeez, I
stretch. I
know
know
your
that
neck is
back.
cranked. I know
Yeah, I know your
I
back
know you got a
is
few
Roll,
knots.
hurting.
y'all. Just head
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah,
Yeah, just nice
literally.
little circular. Like,
Look
babe.
out the window, do something.
Yeah,
Anyways.
facts.
God.
Thank God. Like, breathe. Drink a glass of water. There's so
Drink
many
glass of
things that
water.
you could do, like in the morning, first thing that doesn't involve your phone.
Right. And I
But
think
yeah, I think it's also because a lot of people have their phones like as their
they use a lot.
alarms right
Yeah.
next to the bed. And they say that you should keep your phones and your devices as far away from your room as you can.
Yeah. Well, yeah, even for the radiation too. Like, it's not good to have it next to you all the time, they say.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
they
I
say like put
stopped
it in the
using.
kitchen or something.
Yeah, I stopped using the. I used to turn my phone off at night, honestly, but I leave it on now for like emergencies. I don't know. But I stopped using the phone. I don't like using my phone as an alarm. I always have had like an alarm clock, and I like waking up
Mm,
to that better.
See,
I can't
I
do it.
I think I'm traumatized
Tried.
as a child with the
Mm,
alarm clocks, like a beep beep, and you can't
You
control the
got to get
alarms
one
on
that's
those.
more peaceful.
Yeah. Well, I want to get the ones that it's the light. I think that would really
oh,
help me
that's good.
That is a nice one too. Yeah, that
because
would
that
help.
actually that's what wakes me up in the morning. Like I don't have an alarm set. The light, like the natural light, wakes me up in my room.
Same.
So I need to start getting up earlier. So I don't know how I'm gonna
What?
do that, but
Mm,
we move. We'll figure it out.
yeah, what I heard was this like person on TikTok was saying how when you wake up to like your phone and whatever you go to is what ends up stressing you the most throughout the day. So like for a period of time I was trying to save money for like my vacations.
Hmm.
And so every time I wanted to check if the money got deposited in my savings or like anything that had to do with money. And so I realized that was what I was stressing the most about throughout the day was like my finances because when I woke up that's the first thing I looked at.
Hmm.
So they were just saying on that video to try to like realize within yourself what are you looking at when you wake up because then that
Yeah.
could be your biggest stressor throughout the day. So that kind of reframed what I look at in the mornings. So it would be
Hmm.
like a text message that I would look at anything that I guess somebody needs my immediate attention for, like my family, if they texted me, I like obviously will respond. But if it's anything else, I'll be like, that can wait for a
Right.
little bit through. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. That's a good point, honestly. I never even thought about that. Like, I don't even know what the first thing I like look at. Social media, like, I do go on it sometimes. I'm not going to say I've never done that. Like, I am guilty of it sometimes. I try actively not to, but I usually look at my messages first. And even that, sometimes I'm like, because I have my phone on DND at night. So, like,
Same.
when I see the from home screen, like, I don't automatically see all the messages, but then I open it, I see like a bunch of like either like email notifications or just like texts or like things like people asking me questions, which is like fine, but it's like I feel like that's shouldn't be the first thing anyone looks at in the morning. Because then you're like, oh, like you got to respond. Like they need my attention, like you said. Like you're putting your energy already into something when you should be putting it into like your own self. For like presence in that moment. Like I don't know. I think it's just overwhelming sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'm this type of person that I'll look at the message when they send it and I'm not responding. So I'll
I'm
forget to
guilty of that too.
respond. It's days later because I think it was Unitire that was telling me something about like when you get, I don't know if that's like a symptom of ADHD or something. Like if you get anxiety from responding to back to text messages, like you
Yeah,
just put it off, like you don't respond even though you saw the message. Like that's a symptom of ADHD or something like that. Which
yeah,
makes sense. I'm 100% sure I have ADHD and I'm just realizing it now.
hmm,
You know how hard it is to go to college with ADHD and you don't even know it? I was always wondering why the hell can I not focus? Like at all. I'm like,
yeah,
do I really hate my, you know, major that much or what? But no, it's just ADHD. But we move.
yeah,
Either way, if you think about it, I mean, when it comes to the messages and the emails and stuff in the morning, like another way to look at it is like, they've already been waiting for a response.
Mm,
So like what's another 15 minutes for
you're right.
yourself?
right,
Put yourself first. Then you can respond with, a good attitude.
right.
Mm,
I'm not a morning person, so it might not be, as nice of a text as it would be, if I really gave myself the time to just decompress my great night of sleep,
mm.
you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, in general, let's take it back to how Sarah you're meditating. That's how we got.
literally.
Why'd you say it like that?
No, well, I want we want to bring it back to the point because we have a tendency of doing that. Me and Ash, we spider
Yeah.
web our way out.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I
Um,
know.
but yeah, you were talking about stillness, and we were talking about like the pre-care. Well, I also want to talk about like, well, as much as comfortable as you feel about like therapy in general, and like kind of how you started like going, like what initiated that, like what made you realize you want to go to therapy, even though I feel like most people should go in general, but and
Say that.
like not like, I
Yeah,
mean, you can
petite.
say as much or as little as you want, like because I know therapy can be a personal experience, but
Sure.
just like kind of like how long it's been, like, and what it's kind of like done for you and stuff.
Um, yeah, I'm comfortable sharing about it. Like I feel like an
Mhm.
open book. Because you never know who you can help when you're like open
Ooh,
and vulnerable.
Mhm.
period. She
But
knows her power. She knows her power. Okay,
That's
oh,
true.
so
the power she
um,
has. Okay, period.
I'm dead. So let's see. So if I'm going to when I started therapy initially, was I think sophomore year of college.
Hmm.
So in that time, my aunt had passed away, and it was like a very quick, um, like trip to the hospital, like coma, and then like she was gone.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, so and then a couple, I think 6 months after, my grandmother passed away, like the day before my birthday. And also again, it was like sophomore year, so it's like when you're debating, like, do I like this major or not, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Um, so I fell into really bad depression, and I didn't know I was in it because um, coming from like a first gen immigrant family, you just always taught to keep pushing despite your emotions.
Mhm.
But sometimes when you're at a point, it's like paralyzing. Um,
Mhm.
and I think I reached that point. So I wasn't going to class, I wasn't doing assignments. It was like overall really bad. And so um, I saw that like campus had those therapists on campus that you can go to and stuff. So I made an appointment, and that's like where I started my therapy journey. And then once I got better, I kept going a little bit and then I stopped.
Mhm.
Um, and then I recently, now that I work and can afford one with my insurance, so I just recently began that journey again.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of it had to do with, I thought moving to a new city, getting a job that I always worked for my entire life, living in a nice area, like all these like accolades that I've gotten would should make me happy. Like I should be happy. I should be excited about stuff. Um, but then I realized that was the time to start doing the work. Like those external factors weren't in existence of why I was sad. It was like something more internal that was going on. So therapy has been a lot in the sense that you have to look within, and sometimes it can get really ugly in what you know about yourself or how little you know about yourself, and reframing a lot of how you've seen the world. So I encourage everyone to go. I've gotten my aunt to get my cousin to go, and she's 12. And there's a lot of stigma around therapy, especially in POC communities, that somehow you're crazy or it's only for certain people to go. But
Mhm.
it's really nice to be in a space where um, you're not judged for what you're saying, and then you can go back and see where your tendencies come from, like why you act the way you act, why you lash out, why do you feel hurt by certain things that shouldn't hurt people.
Mhm.
Um, so it's been a real awakening experience, and it's been great, but it's been hard.
Yeah. Wow. I'm about to
Wow.
cry. I'm not even gonna lie. That was
Shit, now that's a
that was
testimony, baby.
that was
Whew.
I'm not gonna lie. I almost shed a tear hearing that. Just like the
Stop! Oh my god!
no, I really did because I think it's just like the beauty and like how much you've like, and I feel like sometimes other people don't need to notice it, but like I've known, like I feel like I've known you for a lot of years, and like I've just seen like a growth in you too, and but like
Yeah.
just you explaining that, I don't know, just like really was like wow, it's really, it does take a lot of courage to do these things because you said like it's a lot of internal work that scares a lot of people. And honestly, like I can admit, like I'm scared to like face some of these things that like we kind of like hold really deep within ourselves because like we don't know how it's gonna be when we release. And some of it, it's like it hurts,
Mm.
it's really hard, like you said. Um, but yeah, wow, that I really that was
Yeah.
if that wasn't a testimony for therapy, I don't know what was.
Snaps for that. Jesus
Snaps for that.
Christ. Yo,
Thanks.
better help. Give her a sponsorship, please. Cause
Talk
wow.
space, something.
Talk space,
Talkspace.
something. Even headspace. That's a meditation. Somebody.
Ooh.
Cause wow. But I think that's so true. Like having to like dig deep inside yourself and like find out things that you don't even know about yourself, but like slowly, session by session, you slowly start to learn more about yourself. It's probably a great feeling, but extremely vulnerable as well. And
Yeah.
that puts you in a whole new position and makes you think about life differently. I told my parents, like, I don't know, probably a couple years ago, that I wanted to go to therapy, and they were like, "What? Are you okay? Like, what's wrong?" And I'm like, "There's nothing wrong. I just feel like there's things that I want to talk to somebody about, like,
Mhm.
just that I think won't have any bias." So, like, if I
Mhm.
were to say certain things to my parents, obviously, they're gonna say certain things back because they're my parents and they
Or
love
feel some
me.
type of
And
way.
or
Mhm.
feel some type of way, and I need someone to be there just to listen and like logistically like help me process what I'm saying rather than
Mhm.
it being like a bias, and then now I feel bad because I feel like I offended somebody and it's now I don't even
Mhm.
want to talk to nobody about it. But I mean, sheesh, I would love to go to therapy, but I just think for me, I'm just so what's the word, like I can't be vulnerable, which is an
Mhm.
issue in and of itself. That's
Mhm.
something that I need to figure out why I'm like that. Because I just don't feel like I could ever really truly open up to someone about things that I feel. So that's something I need to work on first before I go to therapy, because I'm not going to feel comfortable telling somebody how I feel about certain things, but I don't even want to talk to you.
Mm.
So, but I mean, yeah, I think everyone should go to therapy personally,
Yeah.
especially, parents from certain
I think we could all
groups
list
of
a
Happy
people.
years.
we could all list a handful of people or groups of people that could benefit from some
Yeah.
therapy, a session or
Yeah.
two. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. It's just like also it's important to know that sometimes your first therapist could not get it right. Like they can miss the mark.
Mhm.
And it's like not a reason to give up on therapy. You could always anybody listening, you could always feel free to switch your therapist and find somebody who you click with. Cause I
Yeah.
had that because my first therapist was more so about me reframing my thoughts and stuff like that, which is great to a certain point. Because now my current therapist, we get into it. Like I'll just briefly, I have a tendency to make jokes about how I feel or bypass things, and she'll be like, "Can you rewind a second? What'd you just say?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's so
I'm
I
just
just do like
kidding.
that."
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Just
just.
it be like that sometimes,
Just
and she'll be like,
joshing with
"No."
you.
She's like, "Girl, no." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah. I think that's also something that stops people from going to therapy, is finding a therapist that actually clicks with them and
Hmm.
understands them. Because I think also, and I know me and Natalia talked about this before, like there's no, I hate to be this person, but I'm gonna be real. We keep it real on
Say
Basic
that.
Sisters podcast, okay? I genuinely don't think that I could have a therapist that is white. Like you're you will never understand how I feel to be a black woman in America.
Mm.
Mhm.
You're not, and for me, I think my therapist needs to kind of understand that to some degree. Not necessarily, be a, I mean, it would be great, if she was a black woman too. But,
Mhm.
I don't think you necessarily have to be a black woman to necessarily understand. You could listen and you could
Yeah.
empathize. But I think I just, it has to be somebody that got a little pigment and got a little rhythm personally for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
So that's also another thing, because there's not that many, therapists that are of color and that are accessible in my area. Luckily, we
Mhm.
have like telehealth and stuff like that. So, you could
Mhm.
do it virtually. But I think
Yeah.
that's also something that stops people. And I'm just thinking about like parents, like our parents, like the thought of them going to therapy with child. I'm not calling out
Mm.
my parents. I'm calling out basically every minority parent out there for the most part. Like we
Mhm.
all that lives in America. We need therapy, babe. All of us.
We do. We
All of us.
do.
And
Especially immigrants.
Girl, that fight or flight survival mode
they be fighting for their life every
every day.
every day.
Every day.
It's like,
Yeah.
babes,
It's like you made it. You can
you are okay. Hey, it's a safe space. Come here.
come here.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here, baby.
Yeah.
Come here. If therapy's not it, then talk to somebody.
Hmm.
Stop
Yeah.
Yeah.
holding your. I think we all kind of do that. Like, at least me, I tend to hold my emotions in, and however
Hmm.
I feel, I keep it to myself until one thing just that's the what is it? The straw that broke the camel's back, and then I'm on a
Hmm.
rampage, babe, and you don't even know why. It's because you left the orange juice out. I'm
And
ready
then
to
we're gonna
fight.
trace where that came
Yeah.
from. Like,
Exactly. Like, first of all, I don't even like orange juice. It gives me heartburn. Like, I shouldn't even care about that. But like, but yet
but
we
something
fighting.
snapped.
Something snapped right then and there. Like, this is like probably 12 months of just pent up whatever.
I'm not
Just
Like
not
about
a
stacking it
bunch of
up.
little stacks, and then you left the orange juice out. Now you met
You're
the
done.
monster. You met the
Yeah.
monster, baby.
I was just gonna say the going back to the my like our parents and minority parents, they should try therapy. It's just interesting because, mom, I love you, but
Facts.
I know
Our parents, we love you. This is
y'all do a
Yeah,
not
we
great,
love you.
phenomenal
Yeah.
job.
look.
Like
I
you
mean,
have.
look at us. Look at us. Three beautiful women on a podcast.
That's all I'm saying.
On
Come
the
on.
Like
Basically Sisters podcast.
literally
Okay, put some
the
respect on it.
only.
Okay, so
All
y'all
right,
did
I
a
know that's
great
right.
job. Y'all,
Mm-hmm.
y'all did a great job. This
Yeah.
is nothing but. I just had to preface that, Sarah, because I already
Yeah. No,
know.
I need. No, it's
I
good.
feel my mom already getting ready to say something. I feel her saying it.
I'm
So
cracking up.
It's like I'm putting that at the forefront, but in life we can all grow. Like there's always room for improvement. Um,
sure.
so it was funny because initially when my sister started going to therapy, because she was underage, my mom would have to be present for some sessions.
Hmm.
And child, the way my mom would be chatting to the therapist, and my sister be like, "But this is about me."
I'm
my session.
crying.
And I'm like, "Mom, are you sure?" She was like, "No, she was just asking me a question." I'm like, "But you were rambling. Like, you could get your own." And she was like, "No, I don't need one." I'm like, "Okay, sure. Take
Wait,
over my sister's session."
that's so funny.
Literally.
Something similar to also happened to me when I was a kid. I went to therapy. I don't know what I was like in middle school. I was going through a rough time. Put it at that. So in my
Hey, middle school is a rough one.
it
So
was, and
Listen,
honestly, I really am for it. Looking back, therapy for kids, I think, is a great mechanism. For all types of kids.
yeah,
But anyways, I didn't really click with this therapist, so I didn't really stay there long. But my mom also went with me, and it was kind of like a not similar that she was talking also, but like I don't know, it makes you realize like yeah, they could get a therapist, but like I think like you said, there's like that stigma,
yeah,
that comes with like I don't know, which I it really bothers me that there is that stigma that you need like there are people that go to therapy, don't get me wrong, that like are really really going through a hard time and
hmm,
that's fine. But there are people that are just they're doing fine, but they're like, I could maybe a benefit from a therapist, that way I don't need to maybe keep all my problems to myself when there is something or like I don't need to tell everyone around me my issues too. Because we be acting like free therapists for a lot of people, which I'm not. If y'all come to my with your problems, we'll listen. But I'm just saying, like, if you think
well,
about
I'll,
it,
I'll make a comment on that later in the show.
yeah, I was gonna add
I'll
that.
make a comment to that. But
but
yeah,
I just think it's like if you were to think if everyone were to go to therapy, like I feel like one, everyone would be happier, but also we wouldn't have to be giving out free therapy. You know what I mean? Because that's also a
yeah,
burden on us too sometimes. And like, this is no hate to anyone. Like, we've all done it. We've all gone to each other with our issues or something we're going through. And I think that's fine. But sometimes we're not the right people to answer to those issues. And
yeah,
we're giving like our advice that like we think might be the best, based on our life experience, but like we're not licensed professionals. We don't deal with
yeah.
these issues every day. Like we're basically just saying, yeah, keep going, life's going to get better when like I don't know.
Like, is it though? Like, I don't know, baby. Like, I don't
I
know
don't
if
know
this
about
is like,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know if this is your like the bottom for you. Like, I don't know if
Right.
that's like it might get lower, babe. It
Mhm.
might.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be optimistic for you, but it might get lower. But no, I was just saying like, well, I'll just address it now because it's a low key part to put you on segment. But I took a personality test at 3 a.m. last night
Mm,
because I wanted to see. I'm like, I don't know
as
what
one
it
does.
was. I don't know
It's fine.
what told me to do that. I don't know if
What
it was
one?
a
Are you gonna
tick.
leave it in the show notes? We'll leave it in the show
Yeah,
notes.
yeah. I'll put the link because I made my parents take it today too. Because I'm like, I need to figure y'all out because I'm sick
Okay,
of
yeah.
this. But and mine was like the counselor. Like that was my personality trait. I'm like, damn. And I'm
Yeah.
like, You know what? Now that I think about it, everybody do be running to me, which is fine because I
Yeah.
don't mind it. But it's true. It's like sometimes, like I don't really know what to say. Like I think you should see somebody, and not see somebody like when people be like, "Oh, you need to see somebody." Not like that, but like you
In
really
a
need to talk to
serious manner,
somebody
yeah,
in a
yeah.
Yeah,
serious
yeah.
way because I really don't want to. I think that's a better like even though my advice is typically just perfect for the most part. There's some things that
It is.
licensed professionals may know more than me. Maybe. I don't think so. My personality trait is counselor, so I don't know. But
Oh,
yeah, I think sometimes you need to go talk to somebody. Your friends, it's great and all. And I think that's also I'm the counselor, and I think that's why. Oh, not me coming to a little
girl, I saw
realization,
that.
girl.
I saw that.
I think that's what I know how much sometimes it could be such a burden to have all this information from people and like you don't really know how to help them. That's
Mhm.
why I don't go to people at all. Like I
Mm,
don't open up. Like I don't run to people and ask them, like what's your advice or I'm feeling this way. Like I don't do that. Like I'm so like
Mhm.
to myself about all my feelings. Like I don't tell my parents, I don't tell my friends, like because I'm always that person for them.
Mhm.
So it's like I know I don't want to be a burden to others because I know how it feels to be burdened. Ooh,
Yeah.
child. Not me.
I'm telling
That is
you.
Low key,
really
I think I'm my own therapist because I be coming to realizations. I really think it's a gift. I'm not gonna lie. I be coming to realizations all the time. I'm like, damn, like that's why I'm that way, and it's great. I love it. Snaps for me.
Nah,
yeah, snaps for Ash, literally.
Snaps for me. I just came to a realization, y'all.
yeah.
Cheers.
But I think also a point that Natalia said about like people being happier maybe if they went to therapy because sometimes people project. Like I don't know what
Oof, God.
Babe,
causes somebody to
babe.
yell at somebody in customer service. Like who are you? What are you going through? Like what's
Yeah.
going on? Let's unpack. I don't know what your husband did to you, but honey, I'm not him. Like so
Yeah,
I think once you like learn to deal with your emotions or what you're feeling, you stop projecting it onto other people. So
yeah.
I feel like
And I think it takes a lot of growth and like knowledge for someone to realize like so I'm really not this person is actually just projecting and like I don't know what they're projecting about, but it's
Mhm.
not me because
it's not
for
personal.
years, yeah, for years I used to take things personally and I worked in child, I've done a lot of customer service esque jobs. Okay. And like in my earlier years, I would take things personally because like when I meet new people, especially in that type of line of work, I'm very nice because you know what? I don't know you. You haven't done anything to me, so it's like I don't really have a reason to be upset with you or have an attitude to you. And I know that when if I'm upset about something, I'm not gonna project that onto you because it don't got nothing to do with you. So I'm gonna still smile to you and do all that. But I used to just take it so personal. Like I'd be like, "Hi, how are you?" Very like no response. Just and I'm like, okay, like that's kind of like I would always turn it into like, what did I do wrong or what is wrong with me? But baby, the day that I realized that, you know what, this ain't got nothing to do with me,
Hmm.
baby. This ain't got nothing to do with me. There's something going on. And the thing is with me, I'm such an empath. I just feel bad for them, for people that do that. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
same.
like you probably going through something right now,
Mhm.
and you just
Yeah,
taking it
it's
out on
sad.
me. I'm like, you know what? Take it out on me. I'm strong, so I don't really care. I'm not taking it personal. Like I'd rather you
Yeah.
take it out on me and not your kids, that hate you. So it's fine.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you know,
Totally get that.
take it
Not
out on
hate
me.
you. This poor
No, it's true.
lady.
No, it's true because it's like I that's like growth for me because I used to
No,
take
it
that so
is.
personally, and I'm like I would now I just feel bad for people like that because like you don't have anyone to turn to you know tell vent about how you're feeling or what you're going through that you're coming to me. I'm just a cashier at the damn supermarket and you ready to square up with me. I feel bad for you, babe, and I'm
Yeah.
sending
Mhm.
prayers your way. But that's true. I think the world would be a much nicer place if people really stop projecting. That's really what
Yeah.
it is. A
We
lot of
talk
That
about
times.
is what it
projecting
is.
a lot though on this, like how people project insecurities, like
Mhm.
whether they're pissed, their life situation. Like it's sad, and like you said, Ash, like the second you realize like it literally has nothing to do with you, like there's like a peace that comes with that. Like
Freedom.
Such
it's a
such
freedom
a
because it's
peace,
like
bro.
I'm here to live my life. And, I feel bad for you if you have a miserable life and you have to project that to others. Like, I'm wishing you get the help you need, like, genuinely,
Mhm.
but I'm not going to let it impact me right now. Like,
Yeah,
I hope
that's a
you
fact.
cry for help somewhere else because,
Yeah, be easy out there.
yeah,
And that's the
it's,
thing. That's the thing. Be easy, one, and like one thing about energy, it transfers. And one thing you ain't gonna do is transfer that negative energy to me. So just
Mhm.
because I had one bad interaction with someone, I'm not gonna because misery loves company. I'm not gonna
Yes.
allow you to And it used to bother me so much, like it would ruin like my day. Like I would take
Mhm.
things so personally because I know that I wouldn't do that to other people. Which I don't know why I expect people to be me.
right. I think
It's,
that's
it's
that's
gonna
where it
be
comes
hard.
from, though. Yeah, is we
Yeah,
wouldn't do it to someone else. Like, how could we? I can't fathom doing that to someone else. Like, why are they doing that? Like, why me?
exactly. So that's why I always take it like, you know what? Like once I realized that it had nothing to do with me, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna let that negative energy come like
Hmm.
intrude my day. Like I'm having a great day. I'm having a great life. Like I feel bad for you that you're not having a great day. Like I hope you can turn that frown upside down, pal. But until then, I'm gonna keep
Go.
moving. Yeah, like I'm not gonna like give the next person in line, like bad energy. Like I'm just gonna
Mhm.
pick
You're gonna
myself up
keep
and
it
be like,
pushing.
"Hey, how you
Yeah.
doing?" And they'll be like, "Yo, that lady was a, you know what, you
Yeah,
know."
literally.
And I'm like,
Wishing
"I'm
her all the
glad you
best,
saw
though.
that." Yeah, we gonna pray for y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Put you on the prayer chain.
You
Facts.
crack
We'll
me
put you
up.
on the prayer list. Okay.
Going back though to the point where we were saying, like
Mhm.
how people, will ask you saying like you're considered the therapist of like or the counselor, like how you feel people kind of go to you with their issues. And like I really wish that wasn't like not that not it shouldn't be normalized, but like it really shouldn't be normalized that we go with these like drastic problems to people that like again could impact them in ways we don't know, like sometimes when
Mhm.
people tell me stuff or like I can hear like one or two sentences that just seem like so crazy to me and it will really affect me, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it'll really like I don't know, it
But
really I mean
some
not
things
every
people
time.
tell you, and it's like, well, how am I supposed to continue about my day with this
Yeah.
news? Like, this
Right.
isn't anything positive.
And then they'll be fine.
Yeah,
Like
and
once they
they're
Yeah.
tell
they're
you.
just they're just moving. They're moving.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they'll drop something and it's like and this is not saying anyone's a bad person. Like I'm sure we've all been guilty of like doing this at one point in our
Mhm.
lives. But like I think it's just being aware of it too because there's been times where like I've probably said things to other people, but there've also been times where like I've people have told me things and like, whoo man, some of those things stick with me for the day and it can bring me down. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, I'm not the right person to deal with this. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be the one to, because counselors are professionally, or therapists are professionally, taught how to be able to kind of not emotionally attach to these stories and their clients, which, is important, because we're humans, you know what I mean? Like, our
Yeah.
friends are telling us
Exactly.
something, someone we care about is telling
yeah.
us something so tragic. And this is not saying that people can't, tell us how we feel, but
Mm,
it still can impact people in ways we don't even realize, you know? And it just really comes down to the point that sometimes, like, you can really only help someone so much, especially if they're dealing with their own, like, serious mental health issues, you know?
yeah. And I think a
Exactly.
great point to that is um, when you have like the ability to say, hey, do you have the mental capacity
Mhm.
to deal with something today? And then I'll be like, okay, then I can vent to you. Like, if you're already know that you're at a limit, and if it's not the right time for me to vent to you, then it'd be like, okay, that's fine. Because I don't want to add to your plate as a friend. Like, I don't
Right.
want to see you pack on something for me because I know you care about me. So I think that's always valid to ask. Like, are you like mentally able to,
Yeah,
you
that
know?
needs
Right.
to be normalized.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
But it's also, I
But it's
think
also
it's
hard to
like,
tell your friend no. You know what I mean?
yeah. One, it's hard to tell your friend no. Two, it's always they always say that. Watch out for the ones that don't come go to anyone. Those are the ones that actually like
Right.
really do
Suffer.
need the
Mm-hmm.
help.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people, you'll have friends that just, I call it trauma dumping.
Mhm.
So you just
Mm-hmm.
dump all this trauma on you,
Mm-hmm.
don't really prep you for it. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, can you talk? Boom, like just all this like inner
A
childhood
lot.
trauma, all this stuff
Yeah.
that you didn't really ask for, but now that's your, like, on your plate now. And I think also, at least for me, like, and my personality type, but I always try to like find an answer to, I
Mm-hmm.
always want to try to figure out an answer. And certain things, there's no answer. There's no correct answer. There's no, yep, this will fix it. But I always think that way. So when someone drops all this like trauma basically and tell me how they feel, now I'm trying to figure out how I can make you feel better about
Mm-hmm.
what you just
Mhm.
told me. And sometimes I can't make you feel better. Like,
Yeah.
now we're both in the dumps, babe. Because I'm
Now we're both
depressed
going
with
through
you.
it.
We're
Right.
going through it together and we're going to hold hands. But I mean, still,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes people literally just need to, like, say it, which I understand that they just need to tell someone, and, like, not necessarily, like, they look for solutions, I realize. I don't know.
but that's
But
the thing.
still,
I
like,
always
yeah.
try to find a
Right,
solution.
right, right. Trying, we tend to do that, we wanna help our friends, we wanna help the people we care about, like, we wanna uplift them and stuff.
Exactly.
But right, yeah, we don't really have the solutions every time, like, there's only so much I can say, like, I really don't know what to
Yeah.
tell you.
I'm going
Um
to give you daps and
But we also do wanna be there for our friends, like, we wanna know what's going on in their lives too, so
Yeah, I agree.
it's a hard balance, I feel like, that people don't discuss enough, because, like, I want my friends to also tell me stuff, like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to say their entire lives, but, like, I wanna know what's going on, like, and if they're having a hard time, but, like,
yeah.
then there's
And
also
I
that
think,
line of, like, I don't know.
yeah, I think there's not everyone can handle the same amount of
Right.
information.
Mhm.
And I think it's very important for people to understand who can actually, handle this and may not trigger them. Granted, you don't really know what will trigger anyone because you don't really know their
Right.
feelings from birth, like you don't really
Mm-hmm.
know what they've been through. But I think we definitely know which friends we could go to about certain things and which ones
Yeah.
can not necessarily handle it. But I feel like I could handle s- a good amount of stuff compared to some other
Yeah.
people I know, is what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
think that's something to keep in mind too. Which that has to do with friendships too. Like you kind of gauge, even just
Yeah.
not traumatic stuff. Let's bring up the mood a little. Even not traumatic stuff, just regular stuff. There's certain things I'm not telling certain friends, but I could tell other friends. Like I
Hmm.
think that's no,
Yeah, and
we
that's
know the
okay
difference
too.
there. So there
Well,
should
there's
be a
certain
difference there too.
I feel like there's certain times like there's certain people that are just not good with words. They're not good with
Ooh,
process, and I've had to learn
babe.
this the hard way with like
I've learned
a
that
lot
the
of different
hard way.
experiences. Yeah. And I think it's like it's okay. Like nothing is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with you, but it's just important to learn to not like because sometimes people can make it worse. You know what I mean? People can make
Yeah,
and again, I've maybe we've been guilty of that too. We don't know, you know what I mean? Like sometimes people say things and they need to hear one specific thing and we might not say that. We might say something that might trigger something else and like again, we're not licensed professionals. We're saying what comes to our mind. We're saying I think this might make you feel better. I'm going to take a swing at it, but
I'm gonna take a swing, and I
um
missed. Didn't hit that one,
but
but
yeah, I
Did
that's
missed the
been a
mark.
learning lesson for me.
missed the mark.
But yeah, like you said, there's certain people you can go to, there's certain people you can't. But we'll conclude on the trauma dumping to your friends.
Yeah, basically,
Right.
stop trauma jumping.
Well,
Just
I
be
don't want to
mindful. Just be.
be
I think it's
mindful. I think is the
Be
mindful.
word.
mindful,
Being
I
mindful
think.
because again, it comes with balance. Like I never want to tell my friends like stop telling me stuff. You know what I mean? Um, because we always say I'm here for you. Like I want you to confide in me. Like we want to be that friend for
And I
people.
mean that.
Right. And
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I mean
truly
that to my
truly
core.
mean that. Yeah. But yeah, sometimes I've heard some stories. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh God, I need a drink. I
I
need
need
a
a stiff drink. Okay,
drink."
straight up, no
Which
ice, just
again,
hot.
not a healthy
No
coping
eyes.
mechanism either. But um,
Yeah, yeah,
anyways,
it's definitely not. That's
but yeah,
another topic for another day.
Yeah.
Coping
Yeah. I
mechanism.
wanted to add, like just sprinkle
yeah, of course.
some questions like I've had in therapy and
Okay.
like
Oh,
how
not
adapt
Sarah
Oh,
like
leading the show.
not her saying. Let's unpack. Let's unpack
Yeah,
and make you think.
she said, "You want me on the podcast? Well, we about to answer some questions, baby.
Yeah, we're turning
So
this
get
into a
ready.
therapy session.
Yeah,
oh
get the
BetterHelp,
god.
you
help.
better sponsor us. That's all I
I'm
got to
not
say.
lying.
Absolutely.
Better get the help from
Get
Sarah.
better.
Literally.
But
Please.
anyway, Sarah, what are your questions?
Um so like circling back to therapy and also being first gen, I think there's a lot of pressure for us to be a certain thing, specifically with work. Our parents have this like survival mentality, and with good reason of what things they faced and stuff. Um,
Mhm.
but recently, I've tried to discover like why I want the things I want. Like, do I want them for me, or do I want them because my family has put that on me? Whether that was directly or just implicated throughout my life. So, like, one thing my therapist had asked me was, um, I think at the time it was about my job, and the income it brings and things like that. And so she was like, "Is this something you want, or is a family pressure?" And another one, like the follow up to that was, "Have you ever made a decision solely for yourself?"
Ooh,
Mm.
And it really,
man,
no, it really got me. It
I'm
really
gonna need
got
your
me because
therapist number, baby. Cause
that's what
golly,
everyone's telling me.
Yeah.
Shout
Therapist
out to
asked
her.
nah, she asked that question. She sipped her tea. She needs help.
yes,
She
facts.
did. We just stared at each other for like a good minute.
Like that
I'm
meme.
cracking up. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm weak. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a really good question.
Because it's true. I realized in that moment that I could say that what like I want success for myself. But that level of success, who dictated that? Like
Right.
for me to be at a place that I can one day give back to my family, Is
Mhm.
that something I've always wanted or something that's always been spoken around me? Or my decision to go into engineering, was it because I liked it? Or was there an outside factor that also infiltrated that thought? So that those questions were hard for me because I just it it felt, I remember coming back to it changed, therapy changes your perspective on things and like
Mhm.
how you see life, because I've always felt like a hard worker,
Mhm.
and it was weird realizing that a lot of my decisions, even though I felt like they were for me, were based on expectations that were already
Mhm.
preset for me. And like, have I ever done anything that I wanted to do? So,
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good that's a
I'm
bar,
trying to
honestly.
think out that that's not even something I can answer right now. Like that you
I
got to
You have to
unpack that
ponder
for
that.
real.
Well, I think
Because
yeah.
I
that's
think about that, but then the thing is with me, first of all, this is why I can't go to therapy because 30 minutes or an hour ain't gonna be enough, baby. I'm ready to sip tea because I'm
Mhm.
thinking and I'm like, damn, like I would love to ask that question to my parents and see what
Mm.
their response would be to that and what their version of success is and have they ever truly made, I'm sure they have because they've been on this earth for a little while now, but have they, I mean, compared to how many things that they've done for themselves versus what they were expected to do or what they felt like they had to do, it's probably not that many things that they've
yeah.
actually truly done for themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
back to the survivor, like flight or flight, like,
Mentality. Yeah.
yeah, like I would love to ask them that question, but child, just as hard as it is to for me to answer, baby, I know it's gonna be hard for them. They gonna take that and answer it about 2 years. It'll take them 2 years to decompress that one. But
Mhm.
geez,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
Well, I think you made a good point, Ash, is like I feel like our parents again, they lived in that fight or flight. Like immigrant parents especially, like they're creating this life for us. You know what I mean? Like they've sacrificed, they've done so many things that like I couldn't even imagine doing for us,
Mhm.
and I think that is why we feel the pressure that like we need to be this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like we need
100%
to attain, like we need to live up to those sacrifices. Like we need to make it worth it, you
worth
know.
it.
I
Whoo,
think
I
But
say
that's a
that.
burden. That's
right,
a
That's
no,
a
burden
that's
in
what I'm
burden.
itself.
saying. It
Yeah.
is. And I think that's why, and it also comes with like again, immigrant parents, maybe it's more cultural. Like our success isn't individualized like for many people. Like many people are like, oh, I want to work on my career to get to this position or that, like I want to make x amount of money, I want to attain these things. It's like I feel like for us our success is more circulated around our families, you know, like
Yeah,
Mm.
100%.
success for us means, you know, either providing for our families, for some buying their parents a house, you know, getting them the things that they weren't able to afford or the things that they need, you know. And I think with that, you know, I truly makes us feel like we can't even live in our own success. Like we can, but we can't at the same time, you know, because I feel like
Yeah,
we have this pressure that we feel like we need to give back or provide for, you know, the people that gave up so much to get us where we are. And I again, like you said, that is a burden, you know. um and you know, maybe our parents don't even feel like we need to do that necessarily, like,
Mhm.
but
I'm.
we
I've
feel
had
the
a
pressure
yeah,
to have
and
to
I've
do that.
had a whole conversation with my parents about it, which surprisingly we talked about that because I've always felt like that since like a kid, like like a
Yeah.
kid, like five
Yeah.
kid, like
Mhm.
I want to be this so that I can get my family whatever they need, whatever they want. There's never an issue of getting anything for
Mhm.
them. They get
Mhm.
everything because I know the story of how much they sacrificed, for me to even be sitting here doing this podcast with y'all. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I feel like we know the sacrifices that they made and we know that like really like we could never really repay them back for
Mhm.
that. So we use like work or our definition of success, which in turn is success for them too. Like we try to, because we know they put us basically in this position. Their sacrifices put us in this position.
Mhm.
And there's things that they weren't able to do, experiences they weren't able to have that we could have now because of those sacrifices. So when we think of success, we want our success to be their success.
Mhm.
But back to the point, like that's a burden. And I think our parents love us enough to know like that's not, like you don't have to go crazy, like you don't have to stress yourself out. We created this life for you because we wanted you to be able to enjoy it
Right.
more than we
Yeah.
were. But because I say it to my parents all the time, like I always feel like I need to make those sacrifices worth it.
Worth
I say that all the time, the worth it part.
it.
And then like
Mhm.
we're not asking you to do any of this. Like this is in your head. And it
Right.
really is in
Yeah.
my head. I've never heard my parents like all they wanted me to do was really like go to school, be a good human, get a college degree. That's
Yeah.
really all they asked me. But I'm over here in my head and I'm to freedom. Like, like
Right.
I'm trying to like
Like Oprah.
for real, like I'm doing all this. They didn't even ask me for this, but I mean, I think it's just they didn't directly put that pressure on me,
Yeah.
but
It
I
was
feel
more
like I have that
implicated.
pressure on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, child.
Yeah. I recently spoke to my mom about it. And like I was just like, I forgot what she said. Again, that was it, the straw that broke the camel's back. Like I had asked my mom, what did I ask her? I said something. She was like, "Why are you so stressed?" She was like, "Why are you so stressed?" And I'm like, well, I think I just like lashed out. I was just like, I'm doing
Yeah,
this like for myself, for my future, for your future. She was like, my future. She was like, I came here to give you one. Like, why are you stressed?
yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
no, because like I want to get you guys a house, this X, Y, and Z. Like you guys can
Hmm.
retire, not worry about stuff. And she was just like, I never asked you to do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what? And she's right. She
Excuse
never
me?
asked me to do that. Yeah. Literally, like,
Exactly.
wait, and she was like, I never asked you to do that. Like, all I wanted was for you to be here, have opportunities I never got to have, and live your life according to that, not because you were pressured to leave or like
Yeah,
there was no other option for you. Like, the
Mhm.
point of me coming here was for you to have options that I
yeah,
never got. And I think there was so much like relief from that. And she was like, I'm an adult. Like, she was like, I'm the one who birthed you. You didn't birth me. And
I
I'm
hate
like,
when my mom says that to me like almost every day. I'm like, girl, I get it. Like how, like I don't know what you want me to say to that. Like
mm-hmm.
I'd hope I
Yeah.
didn't birth you,
Yeah, no, literally.
but
No, literally.
exactly. See, I'm glad that's not just me because I feel that burden too, and my parents didn't even. And I feel bad for them because I tell them about how I feel, and I think they kind of like feel bad in a way, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're also like, "What are you like? We didn't ask you to do any of this, like at all. Like we can do that ourselves, you
Yeah,
know."
that's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
But I mean, still, I mean, back to my point. I think it's like we just. I think it's like we just can't really imagine how much they sacrifice for us just to give us options.
Which is
Like I feel
crazy.
like I need to repay you in some grand way other
Right.
than, you
And
know,
yeah.
just being a good person.
And I think also though, like, it's because for I think the easiest way for us to think is like money or like some sort of
Mm-hmm.
financial thing, and like I don't even think that's enough to repay. You know what I'm
Oof,
like?
it's
That'll
not.
never be enough to repay, and it's an easy. Well, I don't want to say like easy way to repay, but it's one of the easier ways to repay, like
Yeah,
or make
for
us
Like
sure.
feel like
visible.
yeah, visual. It
Yeah,
makes
it
us
makes it
feel, but
see.
like I don't like we said, no one's asking for that. no parent is
Yeah.
my parents have never asked that of me, and it's just like I I don't know. It's weird how we create this pressure on ourselves that we need to do that, you know? Especially when you
Yeah.
come from like the backgrounds that we've come from. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I don't know. What did your therapist say, Sarah? Let's hear the knowledge she
About
dropped
what?
about this in general, like the pressure you put on yourself and stuff.
Well, I think she left me with that. Like I think our session was
Damn.
ending.
She
She was like,
said,
"This is something to think about."
yeah.
Damn. Well,
She
she had
said,
you
and
Uh,
that's
fun.
30 minutes.
she
So,
was like, "And our time is up.
yeah.
That's insurance. Insurance cuts off here."
Facts. Unless
Nice.
you want to pay out of
Um,
pocket, babe, you're going to
yeah,
have to
right.
leave.
But yeah, let me see. I have my notes here. But yeah, um, she was just like, let me like dwell on that because it was a heavy question, right? And
That was definitely a
yeah,
heavy question,
yeah.
which we
So
want you
then
to
that's when I
answer
started,
at home, kiddos.
right? Be okay. But I feel like that's also where I started, like figuring out what I like to do. Like, what is something I've always wanted to do,
Hmm.
and like, what does Sarah want? So like that's how I started like traveling. Like, I went to Europe. Went to I went to Boston. Saw
Big bag
y'all.
Sarah over here catching
Yeah.
flights to Europe.
Go
Yeah,
listen to that episode. Pause this one. Go listen to that one real quick. We
yeah, that
unpack
was
that.
really good. That was crazy. And then like I just came back from like Jamaica, so I've
Woo!
found little
You know,
ways
the
of.
motherland, the motherland.
You already know. I really came back. I was like, nah, I'm Jamaican. Like you can't tell
Period.
me nothing.
That
I
was
brought the
me.
flag.
That was me when I went to Puerto Rico. I'm like, I'm Puerto Rican now. So there's that. I
That's
can't
so
speak Spanish,
funny.
but I'm Puerto Rican now.
It's there.
So, but yeah, that's a
Wow.
good question. Like,
Yeah.
what do we actually like to do? You know, and that's just something else too, because it's like I feel like we probably focus on other things to try to make that, like so that we could focus on, oh, I got to do all this stuff so that my family can, you know, I could pay them back. So we don't even really focus on things that we truly enjoy. And I think that if you've had that mindset for years, like I have, like I'm just now realizing, like, what do like, what is something
Hmm.
that, I wanted to do as a kid and I just never did. And
Hmm.
I'm slowly starting to, you know, create some new hobbies because there was a time where I genuinely had no hobbies. Like I remember in college,
Me.
which granted,
I'm cracking.
college is like what you don't even have time for hobbies for real in college.
You
But
can't
I
even
remember they were
eat.
like,
Yeah,
yeah,
literally.
okay, but they were like, "Oh yeah, we were working on our resumes or something." And they're like, "Oh, you should put like your interests at the bottom, like something that your hobbies, so that maybe the recruiter might connect with you on something." I'm like, "Okay, that's stupid, but I get it, I guess, but whatever." And I'm like, "Damn, like I really don't have any hobbies at all." Like I've just been so focused on trying to get this degree so that I can make my family proud,
Hmm.
and I can't even figure out what I like to do. I think I was gonna put sleeping, but they were like, no. But I do
Resting.
Resting.
resting,
That's literally my
protecting my
hobby in
peace.
college, though. That
No,
made me feel
but that's
good.
my hobby now. I love to sleep. I love to nap. Like that's something I enjoy.
You should sign up for those sleep studies,
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
then you
literally.
get
god,
like the
I
surveys,
would
and then you get money.
love to do that. But we move either way, and
Hmm.
we move. But anyway, um, did you have any more questions, Sarah?
I want to go to that
Um.
hobby point super quick,
Oh
though.
yeah, sure.
You know
Okay.
what's so interesting about hobbies, I realize, is like for us to think we have a hobby, we have to feel like we're really good at it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've always, like, for me, like, my hobbies growing up were like, I always would put piano and soccer, which, because those were the things I did, you know? And I mean, soccer to this day, it will be my hobby forever. Like, I love that. That's like the one thing that, like, really brings like I don't know, it just changes me into a different person. Like I really feel free when I'm playing. But
Mhm.
there's so many other things I've like to do and I might not necessarily be that great at them, but like they could still be my hobbies. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Like photography. I'm not a photographer, but I could put that down. I like taking pictures. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like,
That's a fact.
True.
like
I
I'm
I
a
can't cook, but I
videographer.
love cooking.
yeah, facts. I'm
Yeah,
not a chef, but
I'm
I like
not.
to cook every once in a while. Like, I think there's things like that. Like,
Whisk.
You
it's a
know.
pressure we have to feel like, oh, I can't put this down because I'm not good at it. Like, we can do so many things. Dancing too. I've said it multiple times in the podcast.
Oh,
We
I
got
know.
rhythm, but no one said we're freaking going on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not no Chris Brown with the crumpet, babe. You're missing me with that
Please
one.
leave the crumping alone.
Yo,
The amount of
we're
times I've heard
stuck on
crumping on this
crumping. We're
podcast.
stuck on crumping. We're bringing it back.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm going to a club and I'm gonna start crumping and I'm gonna
Please
see
crump.
everyone's reaction.
We're gonna
No,
do a crump
please
battle.
crump.
I'm gonna get in a crump battle. The thing is, I got these things attached to my chest, so it's kind of hard to crump if I don't have a sports bra on. Like as a kid, I used to, I used to kill it, but now, ooh, baby, ow, that's pain. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
have to
feeling
take. I'm
back
gonna have to,
pain the next day.
yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that without, hurt injuring myself. But that's true
No.
about the hobbies. Just because, and that's the thing. I thought I didn't have hobbies, but yeah, I love taking pictures. The amount of sunset pictures I have in my phone is
Mm-hmm.
ungodly, to be honest. I love it. It brings me some type of
I took
peace.
one
Like,
today.
okay, exactly.
Right?
Like I love
Yeah.
taking pictures. I like taking videos. I mean, my family used to call me paparazzi as a
That's
kid.
the.
We can stop that.
Period.
Can't even see it. It's supposed to be red. It's
Oh,
red.
Well, Sarah
Doesn't
said
show
that's
up
the
well.
sun. You can't really see it, but it's
um,
the sun.
it's a sign.
It was
Hey,
purple and red.
it's pretty.
But yeah,
Hey,
like my parents, not my mom, my family. When I was a kid, they used to call me paparazzi because I would just take random pictures of things. I need to
that's
lean
cute.
back into that.
You
I got
should.
a camera,
Your inner child.
Right.
girl.
Yeah, it's a
Are we
whole
trying
other
to
topic. We're not
jump
gonna.
into this inner
I don't
child
think that
talk?
might need to be a part two. Honestly,
Yeah,
That
that's
might
gonna
be a
be a
that
part
part
needs to be
two.
a
two.
part two. We're already
Yeah,
1:30 and
Yeah, we might have
um.
to let y'all marinate
But
with that one question. But I
that's a
might want
good
to hear
little.
another, depending on what it is. Sarah, drop that next
Yeah, you
question.
can drop a
I
final
don't.
question if you want, so we can.
I have to look for one.
Take your time.
Um.
This could be edited out.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. I'll give you guys the last one. It was how would your based on the answer to those questions, right? How would your dreams, like whatever you wanted to fulfill, how would those be shaped if you had none of those factors?
Oof,
Phew.
girl.
The
All
head
right.
You know
turns.
what?
How you in therapy doing this? I would sit there for 15 minutes looking at this lady like,
I do. I literally do.
And I would feel pressure to answer fast because I know the time's ticking, and that's 60 minutes
facts, and
left.
I'm
I know
Yeah.
I'm
paying.
doing that, and I'm paying.
That's why
I'm
she leaves them towards the end. Like
Yeah.
we be
Oh,
getting
that's
into
a
it to
good
the end.
question. Oh yeah, to make you think. Yeah, she's saving you some money.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
one
she
though.
is.
I always think about that too, and like, not always. Like, I'm not unhappy of where I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy, but it's like
Yes.
I always think about like, if we didn't have any societal pressures or just pressures in general, like, where would we be genuinely? Because society does shape us in a lot of ways. Like, we hear like, for people who want to be artists, like, how many people actually go and pursue art? Because everyone's like, oh, you're not going to have a career in that. How are you going to make
Yeah.
money? People who want to do
Exactly.
like start a business or do these crazy things, everyone's like, oh, how are you going to do that? And it makes you doubt yourself, and it makes me wonder, like, where would people be genuinely? you know I don't
If you
know, like, would
followed
I have
that.
chosen this career? Like, I don't know, I really don't know.
And I think about that too, just not even in relation to like the pressures that we feel maybe from our family, even though they didn't put no pressure on us. It's just in our heads. But
Hmm.
just as, women of color in America, just period. Like just being born this way. Say my parents literally told, hey, no pressure. We don't want anything. Hey,
You
do
gotta trust
you?
fun.
Yeah, you good, baby. Like, do whatever you want to do. But
Yeah.
just being like a woman of color in this country, it's like you already have to work harder anyway,
Mhm.
no matter what career you're in.
Mhm.
Like I wonder how it would be. Not I don't want to wonder how it is to be white. That's not really where I'm going. But I'm wondering how it would be to not have any societal pressures, like you said,
Yeah.
Natalia, like at all.
Absolutely.
Because there's not really any societal pressures for Caucasian people. Like
Yeah.
white women don't have the same pressures as
For the
we do.
most part, yeah. Well, yeah, and
For the
For the
most
most
part.
part.
yeah. We're not
But
having.
I'm maybe okay, we'll go to the white men.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
say
go
Yeah.
to
white
them.
men. Yeah, white men
The
for sure.
No
dollar.
question.
The dollar to my 50
Yeah,
cents.
they're the
Yeah,
dollar.
seriously. Oh, I
And
can't.
I'm the 63 cents,
Yeah.
basically. So that's a good question, Sarah. Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
I
have to
yeah.
send that
We mu-
therapist.
I dropped a
Give me your
gem to
number.
like this to my friend, and she was just like, "Yo, if she keeps reading you like this, and she reads me like this, I might have to deck her." She was like, "We might just have to fight."
no,
No, we
I'm
might
really
have to
done.
square up because damn, that's deep.
That was a deep
Yeah,
one.
I
And
mean,
y'all
I
should
thought
think
it.
about that too, though. The listeners, I hope
Yeah,
y'all are pausing the podcast, taking a
Yeah.
second to
I
really
write
hope
it
you have
process
your
down.
legal
these.
pad out with the
Have that
pen.
journal.
This should be a therapy
Yeah.
session for everyone. Free
Yeah,
Yeah,
real
therapy.
talk.
that's what this episode is called. Free therapy
Free
session.
therapy.
Literally.
Because wow.
Free therapy with Sarah.
Better
With
help.
Sarah.
With
Literally.
it's called Wellness with Sarita.
And then
Okay.
Hello.
Period.
P.S. BetterHelp sponsor us. Thanks.
Exactly. I'm about to DM them.
They be
Like, all
sponsoring
right.
every podcast. Sponsor our podcast.
No,
Jesus, why is she
literally,
talking about
God,
like?
support your POCs.
Even though I
Yeah,
got my
literally.
issues with BetterHelp, but we won't go
Yeah,
there.
I know.
We move.
Yeah,
We
there's more.
move. We
Yeah,
really
we
do.
move.
But
No,
hey,
we're
better
talking.
help if you listening.
If you listen and forget I said that, no.
Yeah, forget we said that. We'll sell our souls for an ad. Don't worry. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, I thought like in that sense, just to like think about like my craziest like dream, I
Hmm.
always thought I would be like a music producer.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
I've
I
fun
think
one.
thought
that's
about
what I
this
would do.
many of times. And that's the problem with me is there's so many things that I want to do. But I don't know why I feel like I could only do one thing. Like there's so many people that have changed their careers like every like 5 years. Like
Yeah.
they've done completely different things. So I
Like
don't see why
Rihanna.
I can't be a singer like Summer Walker.
Oh, I know
That's
that's
the dream.
right.
But I think that also goes back to like when I was younger. Like what when I prior to me actually realizing that, oh well, I want to, prior to me realizing the whole story behind how my family basically got here. Like, what did I want to do? Like, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a singer.
Mhm.
I want to be all these different things. And you know what? I might have to be all these things.
You could be all those
I
things.
could be all these things.
You're free to do that, which is the
Exactly.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's society. Society makes you feel like it's just this. You can only do this, and that's it. And
Right.
Well,
it's like,
society makes you
girl,
feel like you're defined by your paycheck, and like,
Oh,
I'm thinking that's a bar.
I'm like-
I'm thinking that's what that is.
Drake, if you're listening.
no, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, literally, yeah, they're about to freaking yeah. No, but I'm just thinking like the amount of times I've heard growing up too, like how don't be a teacher, it doesn't pay well. Don't be a teacher, it doesn't pay well.
Exactly.
Mm,
And now look, we got a teacher shortage. Look what y'all did. Well, that also a lot of
they're
different
Well,
not paying
a
them.
lot
don't
of
even
different
get
roots
us
to that.
started on that
Yeah.
because yeah, that's a
But
whole
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, how many
beast.
times did we hear that growing up? Like, it doesn't pay well. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Or
not gonna.
even like what major to major in
Yeah, what
college,
major are
Mm-hmm.
you doing? Yeah,
which
like,
which that I get because you paying.
yeah,
That's
you're right. You
tuition
are
ain't cheap.
paying, but
That
if
part
that
is like
genuinely
okay,
makes you happy, like, if like doing something like
exactly.
people would always say, I'm like, you know what? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna live. I was hating on some of those majors because I was jealous. All right, I'm gonna be honest and say
I
because
wasn't jealous, but
not no
yeah.
not jealous, but like I wish I could have not. I can't say the word like. I envied in a way like that they didn't have to put as much like because the major, especially the one that Sarah and I did, was
Ooh,
intense. All right,
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't know.
intense. It took a
Y'all was
lot out
fighting
of
for your
us.
lives.
Yeah, it took a lot out of us
I'm still
I was
mentally.
their
recovering.
I'm
support
still
person, guys.
recovering. I'm still
It
I
took
was
me
recovering.
to the
holding on to them.
hospital.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
that sure. Yeah,
Gave me stomach problems.
yeah, that
I'm done. She developed IBS over
I
this heat.
literally did because senior year,
no, honestly,
a week before graduation, I was in the hospital because my stomach was just like I was like all these years, just that goes on.
Your
no,
stomach said,
literally the
yeah, right
stress.
now.
The stress, yeah, that was an but yeah, anyway, so I would just look back at like some of these people and like yeah, they weren't doing squat, like they had no work ever. And I'd be kind of mad that they didn't have work. Yo,
She said they weren't doing squat.
She said they
no,
were
Damn.
bums
those
in
people that were like
college.
out all the time. I'm like, yo, do y'all not got like assignments or what? Like, what is
Yeah.
this? Like, are you are you graded by participation? Like, what? I don't get it. But in a way, like they were doing, and people would always be, like, oh, you're not gonna get a job with that. That always use someone's defense. Like they would project. That's projecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
And
guilty of that.
yeah, I'm guilty of it. It's easy for us to
Hmm.
say because we project, but like honestly, good for them for doing it. And I'm not saying we didn't do what makes us happy. Like I do actually enjoy. There are parts of like what I'm doing that I enjoy, but again, I wonder without societal pressures and the pressure of having to make a living for yourself, like where I'd actually be. We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we did a really good this was like a therapy session for me. I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all. Well, Sarah goes to actual therapy. So
Yeah.
this probably was nothing near to her sessions, but
Yeah. She gave us a free trial.
she gave us a free let me be honest, I've been to therapy before. I'm just not consistent and it's something I do want to get into. But again, it's hard to like we've mentioned, it's hard to find a therapist. So actually, I do want to not end on this note, but mention it before we end the episode. How did you find your therapist, Sarah? And like, what do you recommend people do when they're looking for a therapist? If that's something that you.
So yeah, um, it depends. For me, I
Mhm.
have health insurance. So I was able to go on my health insurance page and look at all the therapists that fall under that. And I know some people also use Psychology Today, and they look up therapists in their area. If you're fortunate enough to pay out of out
Mhm.
of pocket, um, you could do that too. That's kind of how I've navigated
Okay.
finding a therapist.
And are yours like virtual or do you go in person?
Oh no, mine are virtual. It's just like it fits
Right.
better in my schedule if I do it virtually,
Mhm.
and it's also
Mhm.
convenient.
Okay.
So
That's nice. So, the listeners, if anyone's looking into trying to find it, because I know it's hard, and it's also hard to like find one that matches your insurance. And sometimes people have to pay. That is another thing too. We didn't mention really is like the privilege that comes with being able to afford therapy. Because not everyone, one, not
hmm
everyone has health insurance. Two, even if some people's health insurances don't even really cover that many sessions. Um, or make it expensive. But yeah, for those who it is an option for them financially, we highly recommend it. Sarah highly recommends it, you know.
I
But
do.
Well, y'all
yeah,
heard her testimony earlier.
yeah,
Jesus.
shit. If
I'm
that
about to
doesn't
go on
inspire you, I don't
psychology
know what
today.
does.
Today.
Yeah. But yeah, any last thoughts, everyone? Like we did a really we talked about a lot. And honestly, we went deep. In this
We went
episode, we were
deep.
supposed to talk about something else too, but we have a part two coming for you sometime in the near future. So if y'all
Yeah.
want that, let us know. Um, but yeah, do you guys have any last thoughts at all?
Sarah, do you have any last thoughts? Anything you want to leave with the
No,
people?
I'm just grateful to
Um,
Oh.
be here. Um, well,
yeah,
just follow my
we're
TikTok,
gonna leave
y'all,
the link.
for listening.
Yeah, shout out your socials so they can follow you.
um, so my TikTok is Wellness with Sarita. well, Wellness with Sarita, sorry. And I don't remember my Instagram handle right now, so show notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Show
well,
notes.
everything will be in the show notes. But yeah, thank you for coming on with us. We
Yeah.
really wanted you to be on. Sarah's a really, really good friend of the both of us, so we knew the vibes were gonna be. And trust me,
Immaculate.
this is us having like a serious conversation. Like usually when we're all together, we're weak. Like, we're
And this
serious.
is
Just like
this is
dumb
the sick
things.
part because we were weak during this,
Yeah, we were
and this is
weak.
us trying to have a serious
Yeah, we're
conversation.
trying to have a serious conversation,
So
which we
just
did
imagine when
accomplish.
it's
Yeah,
jokes
when it's
flying.
just straight jokes, yeah, we're crying, honestly. Like
Literally
that
tears.
Boston trip, I think there's a point
Oh
where I
my
just couldn't laugh
god,
anymore. My
Oh
abs were
God.
sore.
that Boston trip was ridiculous.
And
Like genuinely.
we'll have Sarah on probably also for like a more lighthearted episode. Not that this wasn't lighthearted, but it was just something we wanted to like discuss. It was heavy. It
It
was
was
a
It was a
heavy
little
heavy. It was a
heavy.
topic.
We
heavy
had to get a
topic.
little serious on y'all. Let y'all know we
Yeah,
got
you need a
range.
balance.
Yeah, we got
We got
range.
range.
If y'all want
We could
laughs,
joke.
go
That
check
part.
out our that job. Started from the bottom. Go check that
Oh
episode.
god. Yeah, that's actual
Go
jokes.
check out our dating episode. Our what was it? dating
Yeah.
dating apps episode. Yeah, go check that one out. Um,
Yeah, if you wanna crack
Oh
up.
yeah,
go check
that
that
was my
one out.
favorite. That reel, the
Oh
mic
yeah,
stand need to be
Literally.
taken away.
I'm weak.
Give me it. But
Um, but yeah, we
yeah.
really.
Stop.
But
Oh
you're
man,
done. You're done.
you're done. Literally, you're done.
Time out.
You're
Time out.
done.
Cut.
Cut the cameras. It's over.
But yeah, I don't have any. We're not gonna do a put you on segment, right? Obviously.
Yeah, we're not
It's
doing a
just
put you on segment this week. We did a long episode.
and we really
We
want y'all
put
to
y'all on
think.
therapy. The
Yeah,
whole episode.
Hmm.
yeah.
And
We put
Sarah's
you on to
TikTok. So
That.
go check her out. We put you
therapy, Sarah's TikTok, and we gonna put the personality test in the show
Oh
notes.
yeah, I
Take
forgot
that
about that. We put you
and
on to
figure
a
it
Oh,
out.
lot of things today,
take
y'all.
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Figure
We
it
put you
out.
on without even having to put
We
you
put
on segment.
we put y'all on to some self help.
Yeah, literally self help.
That should be the title
Yeah.
of the episode.
Start thinking about this because once summer's over, everybody gonna be cooped up in the house, and you might want to face them demons you got. So we're giving you
Facts.
well in advance some resources for you to
Yeah.
learn more about
Yeah.
yourself
Take those notes.
before
Oh god.
winter comes and you over here drinking soup by yourself, wondering why you are the way you are.
Not soup.
Well, it's cold. So
The
yeah, you
Yeah.
pumpkin
PSL,
spice.
Oh
pumpkin
man.
spice latte,
No.
wondering, gazing out the window.
PSL.
Wow. We're trying to give you some realizations, people.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
Y'all
trying to
saw me
whether
have a
Wow.
realization on the pod. It's your turn.
yeah. Well, we're
Share it with us.
encouraging
Mm.
therapy obviously, but we're just encouraging, taking care of yourself on a mental level.
Exactly. Deeper than
Mental
the
health.
the
Yeah.
physical, the
Not
outer
some
layers.
people therapy doesn't work for them and that's completely okay. But in general, we mentioned some
Hmm.
other things, whether it's meditation. Find an outlet.
Find
That's the
that
big thing.
outlet.
Yeah, we're
A
just
positive
encouraging.
outlet. One
Right,
that
right. A
doesn't harm
positive
others.
outlet. Yes. So, yeah. But anyways, with that, y'all, we really appreciate y'all listening. And Sarah, thank you so much for joining us this episode. We really do appreciate you. Really blessed us this episode.
Yes, Sarah.
Um,
Me and Natalia, I speak for the both of us.
yeah.
We really do appreciate you being on the podcast, and you're like one of our number one supporters. And we really do appreciate you. And we're just not me getting savvy, but
I
we
love you.
really do love you,
No, no,
and
we really
we
do.
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Girls
We really
trip.
do appreciate you.
Girl,
You hold a
don't get me
special
started on
place in
this
our
girls
hearts.
trip idea.
Yeah, this girls trip, yeah. And we do appreciate you supporting our podcast also, as always. Um,
And we support the people that are listening
got
as
y'all.
well.
yeah, we do. Yeah, thank
We
you to the listeners.
appreciate
Yes.
y'all.
We just
Thank
had
you
to
for
give Sarah a
listening.
thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We had to
follow
give Sarah her flowers.
Yeah, and give her flowers by
Period.
giving her a follow.
I got
She's
flowers.
showing some flowers if you're watching
Literal
us on YouTube.
flowers.
Y'all see. But yeah, give her a follow. All of her socials will be down. All of our socials will be linked down below. So, of course, as we say every week, y'all know what to do.
Exactly.
Follow, share, and rate. Yeah, go
Okay.
rate
And
Rate.
subscribe.
and subscribe to the YouTube. We know it's a new
Too.
Oh,
outlet. Not everyone is a YouTube person, but just go give it a subscribe
Yeah,
and
you
go
don't
vouch
even
for
gotta
it.
watch the video, babe. Just give us a subscribe. Just
I'm kidding.
subscribe. No, we're
Um,
kidding. Do what y'all want.
but yeah, hope y'all have an amazing rest of your week. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
See you guys.